Okay, so that's just some nice little banquet introduction music from the Sirenscapes tool. I find that the Into the Mist from the Curse of Strahd has a lot of nice music attached to it. And has been working well for most games as an introduction thingy. So, tonight we have everyone on Discord. So I will start with top of my list, which is Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing otehr, the half-human, having originally been born to an elven mother, but had the elf lusted out of him in an unfortunate medical accident. Despite having slept under the moonlight for most of the last 6 months. It might be easier to get him longer, but it's not come through yet. Otherwise, he's would-be hero of Sandpoint, trying hard to emulate his older half-brother.
So what's his most notable achievement since he's now been away for about 140 days?
Basically, since we've left Roderick's Cove and Harry ran away with the magic item, the sword, whatever, he's would have reported back to Magdamar party as to what was happening to Lady Hindmarsh, but then having not been able to find a cure for reorganising either with his brother in Roderick's Cove or in Magdamar, he spent most of his time in Sandpoint with his adopted mother, Koya. Not sulking, obviously.
Not sulking.
But working hard to fix the house up and make it secure again after the tunnel to the temple of Wrath. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Catacombs of Wrath?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of the actual Sin Lord of Wrath, but yes, but the fact that it was too close to home, and so he was rebuilding the walls in the basement area to secure it more effectively.
Gotta do what you gotta do. And then we move over to Mark.
Hi, I'm playing the Hellraiser,
and obviously one of the things we're doing is obviously keeping the goblins around Sandpoint under control. Gotta keep them greenskins down.
I was going to say I'm playing Happy-Go-Lucky Sparky, but also protector of otehr. So my time away would be I would definitely come back and report what happened to Lady Hindmarsh. Then feeling guilty, I have to go see Queer because I promised I'll look after otehr, but it looks like I didn't do well what I promised because now his Elven side's been kicked out of him. So I would might not stay as long as Jeremy does. I might just pop in just to say hi, and I tried to help it, but it didn't work. But just come and say hi. And probably head back to Magdamar kind of thing, because Rockholm's it's a fair way away kind of thing. I don't think I'll make there in 100 days and back. So
Rockholm is a fair far away from this thing, because you'd have to do a bit of inter-system travel and setting.
So I'll probably just come back to Magdamar and help out with the Pathfinder Society.
Yankoff would be a lot easier to get to than Rockholm, just pointing out.
Yeah, but I will pop into Sandpoint and just say, hi to Queer and saying, it kept him alive, that helps kind of thing. And I just, because I know that I haven't really, losing his Elvis heritage might not have done as well. I'll take any wrath I get from Queer about the whole situation too. So
what you're saying is that you let him half die?
Well, I feel the better side of him has come out, but I did not say that out loud.
Might help if you did.
Yeah. But I will still say that I did try. He's still alive, that's all. I feel that I at least owe that, that's all. So I did promise to look after him.
So we'll come back to Josh in a moment and skip over to M.
Hello. I play Druza, the ever lovable orc render, with Puppy and Giant as companions.
Anything else? So what did Duza spend his time doing now that 142 of the remaining days of life have been squandered?
You wouldn't have thought it would be possible, but Druzer's got more muscles.
So bodybuilding.
Yeah. And probably training Puppy and Giant in between gaining muscle.
So putting muscles on yourself and your puppies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lift that bar, lift it again, keep lifting it. Feel the burn.
They're pulling weight sleds. Weighted sleds. And probably Drizzle. I've got my own sled team now, how cool is that?
It is. And now we come back to Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. I play Harry Potter, the buffest wizard known to man. In the downtime, Harry gained no muscles, but he's gained a lot of intelligence and even looking more charming.
More stuff to write in those journals, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty much. By the way, Martin, I just found something that I probably am going to switch it up. I'm not going to get the dual ancestry thing.
That is all up to you.
Instead, I found a supernatural charm, which I think is straight up Harry's alley.
Definitely straight up Parry's alley. And I'm also going to say that in that time off you've had, Parry has managed to negotiate with Lady Hindmarsh and gain the Shard of Pride in place of the Shard of Greed.
Ooh, yay. So what does the Shard of Pride? What does the Shard of Pride do compared to the Shard of Greed?
I'm sure it's as messed up.
Probably.
So that does
Shard of Pride for a while, because it actually gives you some indication.
that does leave you with who's going to take on the Shard of Greed.
Oh, but it was so Harry.
It was very much Parry. Parry played that very well, but I'm pretty sure Parry will play Pride just as well.
You know I have it here somewhere.
We got given a box to carry the shards in. We don't need to carry them in arms, surely.
I was wondering, do we have to, is what I was thinking to myself.
So the Shard of Pride gives you a +2 insight bonus on making sure I've got it all right. Yeah, +2 insight bonus on skill checks for well, that's just a flat +2 insight bonus to all skill checks, as well as a +2 bonus versus illusion spells.
Oh, that's pretty good. So +2 bonus to insight checks.
And so the downside is you suffer delusions of grandeur, and you are sickened whenever you must serve another creature as a subordinate of any sort for as long as the arrangement persists.
I'm hearing no modifier then.
You cannot gain the benefits of the aid another action, nor can you take the aid another action.
Yeah. That's fine, Parry doesn't do that.
Okay, no change then for Harry.
Yeah, no, Parry's his own man, okay? He doesn't listen to anyone.
Okay, so what Parry might not have been doing is the Shard of Greed gives a +2 insight bonus versus transmutation spells, and a +1 insight bonus on attack rolls.
So you've now lost that if you get out of it.
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't do the insight bonus to attack rolls.
So again, no change.
No change.
But the thing is, you don't have to be a spellcaster to gain that bonus on attack rolls. It's not specifying magic attacks. It's saying any attack roll gets a +1.
Any attack roll, yeah.
Same as the other one gives any skill check gets a +2. And if no one else chooses to take this, Parry may actually end up having both and having the confliction of greed versus pride.
Considering the difficulties we had with Harry recently when he logged its code, we certainly don't need to allow him to have any other difficulties involved.
So saying I'm a menace as I am, perfect.
So if the shards have to be carried embedded in people as opposed to in the box, then if no one else is interested or willing, I will take the greed. We'll be fighting it all the way.
Well, the thing is, you just have to wear 50 gold pieces per level of jewelry and fine clothing that's non-magical, and being unable to sell or give away items without making a flat check.
What's the effect if he's not blinged out?
If you're not blinged out, you're sickened.
What was it? It was like 20 gold worth of stuff.
50 gold per level.
Oh, 50 gold worth of stuff, yeah.
Per level. So that means 250 gold worth of stuff not actually giving you bonuses. And the second condition does mean you can't do a lot of stuff like take potions.
Yeah, just looking it up to find out how bad Cornet's going to be if he doesn't bling out.
Well, look at this way, Parry no longer needs his bling. He had 150 gold worth of bling at the end. He missed he had some of it stolen. He wasn't that observant.
Oh, like I say, it's certainly not like Cornet couldn't afford the bling. Okay. It would certainly be going against his nature. And like I said, he's going to be fighting hard to avoid it.
Well, you get the penalties automatically if you don't have it.
Yeah.
At the one thing that you can fight against is the damage for giving stuff away. Because it's a 1d4 points of wisdom damage to the modifier.
And the fact you can't willingly ingest anything, including potions or liquids, obviously means you're going to starve fairly quickly.
Yes.
Okay. Was anyone else interested or willing to take in the same group?
Well, this could depend on what the next question means. 6 platinum pieces, is that 100 gold per platinum piece?
No, it's normally 5 per... Oh no, normally 10 per gold.
These are the old platinum pieces I picked up, old dwarven style ones.
The old dwarven style ones? Do you remember where you picked them up from?
Was basically where we were last time. I think it was in one of those areas. I think it was the second boss we got rid of, or we moved on.
Well, ancient dwarven pieces aren't as valuable as other civilizations because the dwarves keep their traditions alive.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask a question, that's all, because I mean, that's the only bit of money I kind of got. So that's why I didn't want to go down the greed thing, so. Come on.
And Jeremy, you also gain the ability to cast Stabilize as a cantrip, as a divine innate spell, while you've got the shard. And Parry gets Illusionary Disguise as a something he can activate.
Sweet.
Well, it takes 2 actions for you to do that one, and you can also make your stones and Wayfinder invisible.
Awesome.
Okay, so
I'm hearing no one else is agree.
I believe Corda's the only one because no one else has spoken up.
Nope, shoot Corda.
So it's a good thing the rogue didn't get the greed one. But the unfortunate thing for everyone else, the person who's been keeping track of party loot does have it. Which now, I believe the name party gets scrubbed out in Corda, gets written in the place.
Like I said, it's fighting hard to avoid the effects. Not necessarily successfully, but...
Well, unfortunately, you now have to consider everything you're carrying, your stuff, because of the Shard of Greed.
Yeah.
Even if it is party stuff, it's still considered. Your brain tells you it's yours, and it's like, I don't want to give this up.
Does he have the giant bag of holding, or giant ball sack of holding?
He does have. He does have the ball sack of holding.
Okay, so you only give him things we have to. Is what you're saying? Okay, gotcha.
But hey, there are a lot of things you do need to get stuff done. So, it has been a while since you've all caught up. Last some of you remember Parry was Parry dashing off through a wall and laughing like a maniac as he ran right through things that were solid to the rest of you.
And we can't tell whether he's got the sword still because the sword was invisible and now he's got more invisible things.
Well, the blade was invisible, but the hilt was not. The hilt was something you were able to see, and you see he's still got the sword.
Wow. Okay, considering that sword was found in the Peacock Manor, wasn't it?
It was.
We probably were following Pride anyway, so it would make sense that he's got the sword still.
And you do notice he has a cloak made out of peacock feathers.
Lucky he's not going for the bling anymore.
Cloak made out of peacock. Oh, I will have to ask you where you got the cloak from. I can't not ask that question. Harry, where did you get your cloak from?
Where did I get my cloak from?
Your peacock fellas feather cloak.
I'm assuming when I was running away from everyone with the sword, I probably found it in a closet somewhere.
I'm sure you picked it up from the peacock store.
Or the peacock store.
I'm just wondering, is it worth a perception check? Is it real peacock feathers? Or do I see bloodstains on? That's what I'm worried about.
Harry went hunting for peacocks, yeah.
Okay, I'm still a bit worried about you. Okay, gotcha.
Hey, it's just a different sort of bling.
Yes, it's like a de-blingified session that he had. So it's Parry does Parry. I can't explain it. So.
I just remembered actually that it is important just not get embedded into someone in the party because it technically is the way to lead to the next shard, isn't it?
It is. And the only way you can tell when the next shard is available is if someone's got it.
Yeah.
Because only when the shards are whatever magic around them is failing do you know where the shard is. And even some things that render the shard unable to affect you can still be allow the shard to be detected. So you may as well make use of the shard if people are hunting you for it.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Which is why they didn't want it sitting in a vault where it can be stolen. Okay, so you're sitting down for a noonday meal. The four of you, the rest of them have not shown up this day. You're not exactly sure what's happened to them. They may or may not be alive. Who knows? Life is harsh. As Duza remembers the voice saying 142 days left that morning. Though Duza's sure that came from Giant this morning, which was even more disturbing.
Oh, so my pocket got moved out of my pocket and is now riding Giant. Great.
Or he moves around a bit just to startle you from a different direction. Well, he's not the sort of god that allows you to get complacent. So, what do you tell each other of your exploits?
Well, I would say that I went to see Cordar's grandma, or mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apologise for losing Cordar's Elvish heritage, while trying not to sneer at the same time.
And then got signed up to a quest because you said you'd do anything to make up for it.
Yeah. Was that from Koya?
Yes.
Yes, I did. Well, Koya's a nice person. I can't say no to Koya.
So she's getting you to deal with the demon problem of Sandpoint for them once and for all.
Well,
Hey, and that mechanic for letting me half die.
I just
So maybe if I had
look
died.
at Corda and go, huh? Was this the same demon that other characters had issues with? Because I'm...
Anyway, Sandpoint's been a problem for a long time around Sandpoint. Hey.
There is reason the Hell Knights have gone there as well.
Is this the same...
The reason next guy's only got 140 days to live, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Not necessarily the same demon, because there are many demons. The party has let loose a few.
Well, I'm thinking about the one that I might have mentioned down at a certain location after the second boss. That one. But I'm just another demon possibly, but yeah. No mention of any name of what's because I did that last time I got in trouble. So I'm just going to not mention the name that should be not mentioned. So, but okay. Well, if we have to do it, we'll have to do it. And I just look at Cord and go, no more losing heritage, okay? Because if you lose your human stuff, then I don't know what to do then, okay?
Would that mean he's just a pack of bones? Soulless?
I look at Koya and go, is that possible?
She's not there with you.
But okay, so yes, I've got the quest to kill the Sandpoint demon, so I'll let the party know.
Wait, what? Does that mean that's transferred on me?
It does not, because there are a lot of assumptions made in that quest. Said the demon troubling Sandpoint, not the Sandpoint demon.
And remember also that technically, if it was the same, that could cause problems since you're supposed to take it on by yourself.
Yeah, that's what I have to say.
Okay, so I know I have to remove a demon. Okay, and then I said, okay, well I think I need help with this one, so let's get the gang back together, I think I would have said.
The rest of your gang is currently missing in action. There's only the 4 of you.
Especially somebody I saved, I thought that at least she would turn up the situation, but anyway, I don't know.
Well, I've already said you're not going to do it alone.
I know, but I was hoping a certain oracle that I did save the life off and, all that kind of stuff would definitely want to come along with the trip with this one, but anyway, I feel disappointed on another person, but yeah. But that's okay. So that's what I said, well that was my thing, and then I was just hanging around waiting for you guys. I thought I'd just keep Lady Homemarch, company. She didn't seem to like my company as well as I thought that. Something about trying to hang around with it too much is the word I got.
You hear from the outside the door, he keeps talking about universes that don't exist.
You mentioned Rocco. You mentioned Gustavo.
Oh, sorry, did I? Okay, sorry. Maybe I'll be
His head's in that cloud.
Juggle sorry. Too many dwarves in my characters. Okay. My apologies on that one. Thank you, Mark, for picking
The next one
that
Mark
one.
had, it was a very long way to Rocco.
Yeah. Juggle yeah. And then I realised, oh, yeah, that was the deer again, sorry. Yeah. So, and I kind of cringe and just try to hide in between my, yeah. So I put a hood over my head kind of thing and just try not to think. Yeah. But, yeah, that's what I got up to, but I'm sure you guys have had more interesting stories than me.
User would regale you with his training regime over the last 40 something days?
142 days.
100, so it was 142
Bloody
days.
Rocky montage.
Yeah. You notice as Drew's is showing off his muscles, is this really cool new tribal tattoo that wasn't there before.
And you also notice that due to the Rocky montage, Dusa hasn't had a chance to clean said clothing in that whole time. Because, well, it helps with the impact of everything. As the rest of you just get that whiff coming across the tabletop of 142 days of exercise through clothing.
I'll pass out on the floor there.
You see the tattoo before you pass out?
I'll give you a thumbs up and then I'll pass out. Okay.
Yeah, so Martin, what's that is in reference to is the Orcans first read the Mob. So those scars and tattoos enhanced by the Mob of your community purpose. When you select those features, one of the options on the following page, so add shield or watch the surprise which will add it. When you critically hit using a weapon of the listed group, you'll have a weapon's critical specialization effect. What does that mean?
There is a critical specialization effect that you can activate when you critically hit with weapons if you have that class feature. It's normally available only to fighters.
Yeah. Oh, so is there any point?
If you look at
in the weapons section of the rulebook under sorry Jeremy, under the section of weapons in the rulebook, it has all the critical specializations. And I think it's by weapon type.
Or weapon group.
Weapon group.
Yeah, so say it's
Usually I'm doing most of this from memory of not having looked at for over a year.
You're correct. It's actually what I was having touched on for the fighter. I've been working through the same thing. So you want to look at page 283.
Mm-hmm. Page 283 has it all for you. I would say take your pick, but you probably want to choose that something other than pick.
Like what's your primary weapon? The axe? Gotcha. When you look at the tables for the weapons, you'll notice it's got group listing there. So basically you look at what your favourite weapon is, in this case hand axes I think. Which obviously come under
Axe.
the axe group. And then when you look at the 283, or in fact 284 probably, on Optics 233, it allows you to choose an additional, one creature adjacent to additional target within reach, and if the AC is lower than the attack roll result for the critical hit, you can deal damage to that creature as well.
Wait, I can't see what it is. I don't know why.
Are you on page 283?
I am on 283, yes.
It's at the bottom on the page.
Yeah. Under critical specialization effects.
Oh, yeah.
And then actually the first one listed. I've looked into a bit of an intro paragraph about the specialization effects.
Okay, so moving over while you're showing off your nice tattoo, and you watch as Sparky passes out in her food with a thumbs up and a silly sickening smile on her face.
She's so impressed with my muscles and my new tattoo.
She swooned.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you raised your arm to show everyone the tattoo, and you haven't washed either. But hey, you never have to worry about being jumped in alleyways because they know you're coming and choose not to.
And the fact that I've got massive dogs flying at me.
I cough and wake back up, and then I hope one of the dogs licks my face just to make sure I'm better. Okay.
No, it just looks you in the face, comes closer, and the dog also smells as bad as Doozer.
They've not been washed either.
And your eyes are watering.
I have face full of food, eyes watering. Oh, okay, that's a good start to the adventure. Yeah.
And you're bald.
And I'm what?
Bald. No hair
that's
whatsoever.
I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. I'm bald too. Okay. Yep.
Hasn't grown back in the last 6 months.
It has not.
Nope.
She's known as Sparky and she's shiny.
That's why I have my hood up a lot at the moment.
Well, no hair whatsoever, and things. You don't have the beard or anything to help block out the smell either.
I know.
Everything's just so much stronger.
Yeah. Like beard morning tea is no longer a thing either. You can't have beard morning tea, be afternoon tea, because leftovers from lunch and breakfast. It's not the same. Alright.
But hey, it was your price for bringing someone back to life.
Yes, who didn't turn up until we've got to go there, but that's okay.
Feel free to poke them, they may be still asleep.
I'm about to poke him right now, by the way. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay, so now we move over to Jeremy and talking about fixing up the house at Sandpoint.
Yep. That's good. I guess part of the question then is, when did he have to take up the Shard of Greed? Basically early in the process, or
Late.
has it only recently happened?
Happened recently.
Okay, good. So then, yeah, in that case then, you won't necessarily see huge differences in his appearance, because whilst he is wearing the jewellery, he actually keeps all the jewellery hidden underneath it, because he doesn't actually want to advertise or submit to the fact that he's
Rich?
dealing with the greed. But yes, he will aim to, he will talk quite humbly about the fact that, yep, he's just been relaxing and recovering in Sandpoint. It's not hard to read through the lines of the fact that he's actually still feeling half a man. Well, he's only half human.
And
he certainly, again, like, it's obviously somewhat distracted about trying to fight these feelings of greed.
he's also dealing with Koya packing up house and getting ready to sell the place. That was his home. As well as a couple of friends from Sandpoint also looking to pack up and move, having had enough of the Hell Knight interference with what's going on there.
Okay, yep. In which case then, of also it's obvious, yes, he was doing the work on the house in preparation for selling.
Yeah, I thought you'd like those extra bits thrown in there to make it a little more heart-wringing and painful.
A bit disappointing, and
there's always the possibility that they will sell it to you for a lesser price if you wish to keep it yourself. It's always good to keep things in the family, and you also have an option on the Rusty Dragon Inn, because that's also looking at going for sale, as well as Keiju Manor and the Glassworks.
right. Certainly, yes. If Koya was talking about selling the house, considering the fact that he's got his teleportation circle set up in the basement, we would certainly like to hang on to that or keep the house within the family. And yes, if he can afford or if he's willing to accept staged payments, then certainly he would be aimed to buy the house. I don't know that he's had necessarily huge amounts to do with the glassworks, and obviously he's not going to be hanging around enough to actually go through it.
Well, it would give you a seat of authority in the town that you grew up in, and the level of nobility that most of them only wish they had.
Yep, but that's certainly not something that he's particularly concerned about. He's more concerned on the idea of effect on the town's economy if it ducks into disuse and falls down. But yeah,
no one else in town is interested in buying it at this stage because of the connections to the betrayal and murders that happened there.
Yeah. Well, as a player, I can't remember the actual characters who were involved in the glassworks.
It was Amiko's father was killed there, and Amiko was there when it happened, and she was taken prisoner by her half brother.
Yeah. But yeah, Amiko's family didn't actually own the glassworks.
No, they did. They did. That was her family business. She chose to thumb her nose at the rest of the family and opens the Rusty Dragon as an independent business.
Yeah.
But she was the rightful heir to the manor house and the glassworks.
Okay. Well, Cordar would be happy to help out his childhood friend, or the friend of his family type stuff, in whatever way is possible. But yes, exactly how much. So he has got close to 100 gold worth of spare cash, which he doesn't know is about to go. Even allowing for them putting 250 on there, but of course he doesn't know he needs 250 at this point in time. So, but yeah, he also recognises that he won't necessarily be around to run the places. His thought would be if the glassworks was effectively going to, if there's no one left to work at the glassworks, then he would help Amiko close it up securely and aim to look in on it occasionally, but not necessarily try to keep it running. The Rusty Dragon, one would hope that, or likely there's someone who's likely to take that on, but again, Cordar would be willing to effectively act as a silent partner to help keep to keep it available for Amiko.
Well, you do know a certain dwarf who may have connections in the dwarven community to help get the glassworks up and running again. And same people would probably be happy to base themselves out of the Rusty Dragon and keep it running as well.
And hey, it'll get Sparky out from under Koya and Cordar's toes in the house.
It would.
That's true.
And I would certainly say that Sparky would probably be potentially around some of these discussions, or and say, but I think for the fact that, hang on, Sparky might be interested in this as a dwarf, and he would be willing to support that sort of process. Again, from his perspective, it's still just a somewhat temporary situation until Amiko comes back. So.
Yep, and then you also remember Koya having a discussion with Sparky about a quest to make up for Sparky's failings, perceived failings as Koya put it, but Sparky saw it as failings. Mm-hmm. And that's where she talked about dealing with the demon that's been rousing the goblins, so the demon affecting Sandpoint.
Absolutely, Cordar's definitely keen on anything that's actually terrorising Sandpoint. As I said, he was certainly spending part of his time keeping the goblins under control, and I suspect that would lead him directly to the path of the demon, apparently, if the demon's involved in the goblins.
Well, there are not too many goblins left after the Hell Knights went at their entire army.
Mm-hmm.
The army wasn't as coordinated as they could have been, so it didn't take many Hell Knights to actually shatter an army of goblins.
That's perfectly reasonable and normal. But knowing that goblins breed like rabbits, they've got to be cut down continuously.
They do. And even Shillelagh was in town a lot more over that period than normal because it just wasn't as many goblins around to kill. She was disappointed. It has become so few goblins that she's even considering upping and leaving because there's not enough goblins to keep her interested.
I miss Shillelagh.
Well, to her, the only good goblin is one used for target practice. She did do that a few times.
While I annoy Ordar's family, Shillelagh and Namiko and all that, would I have any idea where the demon would be exactly, or would I have to just...
Corda knows, but you've got it in your head that it's the Sandpoint Devil.
Ah, okay.
You made a few assumptions, and your character believes those assumptions.
Because, hey, you've heard so much about the Sandpoint Devil from Nexa over the last few years.
What's the odds of there being two devils around Sandpoint? That would be fairly high coincidence there.
Except, of course, for the fact that we, no, because Sparky didn't meet the devils down underneath in the Temple of Wrath. Recognising that we were following sin-spawn devils at that time, I think we've now, as characters, we've now worked out that okay, they're not necessarily actually devils or demons.
They are demons. They are demons of sin.
Oh, okay, right, yep.
That's why they're called sin spawn.
Yep. But yeah, so yeah, Sparky wasn't aware of that, so yeah. Corda is certainly aware that, hang on, yep.
But the Corda being a nice person.
Around here is certainly not the work, or it's not the traditional work of the Sandpoint Devil, so it's more likely the activation of the Temple of Wrath.
And I'm sure when Sparky asks, do you know where to go, and Corda says yes, there's no discussion of where those places are or what's involved because, hey, both of you like to keep everything short and to the point.
Well, that's pretty harsh, but I'll cop it, yeah.
Well, no. I mean, it's not so much Sparky likes to keep everything short and harsh, it's the fact that any of Sparky's audience's attention span is short and harsh.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, he was going to take points in charisma. I think I didn't. So, but anyway.
So you've left out points in attention span as well, I see. Did you put anything into wisdom at all?
I got a point in wisdom, so. Yeah.
Oh, so you will notice more things now. That's good.
Yes, that's right. And I put a point in intelligence too, but doesn't mean that I'm thinking smart about things. But yeah.
More wisdom means that he can see more shiny things.
Yes. And more chance Parry might want to take it. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So, but anyway, I've still got watering eyes and food in my face, so I'm not going to say any more. So.
Okay, so, and then I believe that brings us round to Parry, who has the magnificent sword, the fantastic cloak. You also notice he has one of the Sahedron medallions around his neck. And for most of the people, when they picked up this medallion, it disappeared and only they could see it.
Is that the same medallion that Victor's character had embedded into his hand?
Very similar medallion, yes.
Okay.
Same medallion that Pinwinkle had as well. and some of the other characters on the alternate group also had a medallion of their own. But when one person picked it up, the others couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But you can all see this one now, having heard discussions of a medallion that no one could see. And the thing of note is one of the 7 sides of it is lit up with the rune of pride on there.
Yay.
Is there any effect when Porter is near Harry?
Parry gets a warning of a threat nearby
That's fair.
because on the sides of the sin, gluttony and pride are opposing.
Right.
Every sin has 2 opposing sins, and that's the 2 sins that face it across the other side of the medallion.
Okay. Considering what Harry lost to the party, the idea of treating Corda as a threat is certainly not unreasonable.
But not only does he feel you as a threat, he knows which direction you are from him at all times.
Yay.
Get another party member that will follow my character anywhere they go.
Yes.
Because he's just so loved.
Well, it's one of those shard to shard things.
Corda, we can't lose you, okay?
Well, that's right. I suspect that Corda probably has the same reaction towards Harry. And considering how much
you'd actually be able to figure out where I was in the house.
Well, the shard of pride points to the shard of greed, and the shard of greed will then point to another one.
Oh, okay, right.
Just that it hasn't activated fully yet.
Yeah. Probably because Corda is trying hard to contain it. Suppress it, yep.
Okay, so you've had this chance to catch up. Anything you want to get off your chest before you rest for the night and have one more day tick over for Duza? Well, actually, it was 153 days between. It's 142 days left.
Yeah.
So it had more days go than remaining.
Harry states, you guys are really bad at hide and seek. Just FYI.
What does everyone else say to that?
Shut up, Harry.
You guys are just right. Places in the puzzles towards Harry. Menacingly.
I rolled a 32 on stealth. Does he see me?
I think he was more referring to ability to attack him.
Oh. Well,
so yet again, Sparky seemed to have missed the point of hide and seek.
Sparky's still got grinding and then tread all over his face. Sparky's not quite with it right now.
Oh, yeah, before we go to bed, presentation. Be a bit cleaner.
Are you doing it to Sparky or to Duza, because you're all sharing a room?
Duza needs it.
Yeah, Duza. That's like Sparky wouldn't get it.
Me and the dogs, or just me?
He said basically station a cantrip, you can do multiple times.
Yeah, I can do it multiple times a day. I will do it on Duza and Party. Oh, Duza.
That's right, you need to do it on Sparky. Corda I can pick you up and dump you in the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, Sparky's in the shadows now crying because no one likes him. So yeah.
You're not dirty.
Not dirty, and I'm picking food off my face. Picking food off my face.
Yeah, technically he's cleaner now than he normally is, because he hasn't got all the excess food he's cleared.
If anyone will be like used to this, it'll probably be.
And by the way, I'm out of getting things off my chest. I've got nothing on my chest anymore, thank you. My chest hairs are gone.
You still got the scar of Perry's face on your chest, remember?
That's right.
Oh, I do too.
Permanent reminder.
Yeah. You don't need to remind about being
Okay, well,
inside.
you certainly don't need to let Harry aware of that, because hey, he's prideful enough as it is.
I feel like drawing textures all over yet, but I haven't worked that out. Okay, I'm going to buy some textures first. But we're working on some chalk, or maybe some chalk and just blacken it out, I don't know yet.
Just go to a tattoo artist and say you'd like to put a beard on it.
I've got other ideas.
You don't want to put a beard on Harry, because he hasn't got one.
I'll think about that. That's something for just future side sessions, I'm going to call it. So.
Well, it does have side effects when you're stuck in someone.
Yeah, didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair. I would thought I was just doing the right thing. That's all. So, any normal person would think, oh, get between the sword and carriage, no problems. No, of course not. Yeah, nice work, Mark. Yeah. So.
And now you're a naked mole rat. How do you feel?
Not a more rat, thank you. Just a naked female dwarf. You feel very.
You do hear from outside the hallway saying, "Is that close to a gnome?"
Who said that?
Lady Hindmarsh.
I expect better of her than that, but I just look at her. I look at her with a look of like, really? Do you really want to go
Even
through
the
that?
patience is overcome.
She winks at you and says, maybe that will make up for the whoppers you were telling while the others were away. Cities that didn't exist, places that you can't find on any map. She walks out of the room again.
Yeah. I grumble something into Wolf, so yeah. Grumble. Cranky grumbling Wolf now, so with no hair. And,
That's okay. We don't hear crying anymore.
No, it's just crankiness. Grumble. Yeah. Then I go off to my bedroom to sleep.
Okay, so the rest of you also call it a night pretty soon afterwards, knowing that in the morning you are going to get up and head to Sandpoint. A lot has happened. And Duzar is feeling that countdown. And for the first time in 153 days, everyone hears 141 days left at sunrise.
Everyone's on the roof. He's probably already out in that yard doing his cargo at that point.
Harry says to Doozer, "Doozer, you fucked."
And everyone had heard it previously as well.
Okay.
It's just that unless they were near Doozer at the time, it wasn't that loud.
Getting louder and louder.
It's just reminding me about that I only have 100
It's reminding you to do your laundry. Well, you bought the dirty rags of the Sandpoint Devil. Hurry up and clean them up.
Okay. As you're getting ready for a trip to Sandpoint, you are offered horses or taking the portal network. Can't really do both. The horses don't go through the portal as well.
I will take the portal network. He feels more comfortable with horses.
Anything I wanted to say?
So you can take you can have some horses, so you can head on to Weathertop with horses, and most likely save time. Or you can go through the portal network and walk.
No, I was curious at the fact that Harry said that he was going to take the portal network if he preferred horses.
No, I feel more comfortable with portals.
Oh, portals, okay.
Yes, sir.
These are those horses. What are these portal contraptions again?
Well, there is a sled that you can use with your puppies that will keep up with the horses.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Cordar suggests that, well, if we're heading up to where the demons controlling the goblins are, that's quite some distance from Sandpoint, and you're not likely to pick up too many horses in Sandpoint.
I vote for Quarter.
Because it's not like Cordar's going to give you any horses or pay for anything when you get there.
No.
What do you mean you don't have your own puppy sled?
Your own sled team.
Uh-huh.
Fine, Harry will be disappointed in horses.
Besides, it wasn't stated, but considering the fact that Cordar's one that controls the horse network to Sandpoint, it wasn't necessarily offered. Might have been expected, but it wasn't offered.
So each of you gets a horse and a saddlebag, even though Doza doesn't need the horse.
The party might want to have it. The party might want to pack horse, because that way they don't have to give everything to Cordar now.
That is true.
I think you use that as a pack horse.
That's what I mean.
Make sure we don't.
I'll still give everything to Quarter.
Just store it in the sack for later.
Actually, no, I don't give things to Quarter. Because they'll claim him as his own. No, that's right.
You know what that feels like.
I remember what that feels like.
Yeah, I do remember what that feels like.
Okay. She also has a few extra items if you're interested.
Always interested, I say.
Here's a bucket.
Cordar certainly stocked up the hole again with appropriate, like normal medical equipment and bits and pieces, extra rations, some eating tools, ropes, all those sorts of bits and pieces. A couple extra healing kits in the portal hole.
All stuff for himself, pretty much, sounds like it.
So I'm just going to write down a few items.
No. Because he would have actually done that with the expectation that he was supporting the party, because he would have got on that while at his Sandpoint. Of course, when you get back to make the mark and have to take the breeze, well, hey.
That's a fair call, so, yeah.
Okay, so she has 4 items to give out. You can choose amongst you who gets them. But she doesn't suggest handing them to Cordar just yet, because he might end up with 4 new items.
I guess yes. Don't she make the effort, and it's not hard, to pick a time when Cordar might be up the back there training to offer items to the party separately?
Well, she makes a point of offering it to the group as a whole, so Cordar doesn't feel left out. Just making sure she doesn't give it to Cordar directly.
Okay.
So she says, the 4 things I have are boots of elven kind, a diplomat's badge, goggles of night, and a +1 armor potency rune for decently made armor.
Well, I wouldn't mind the potency rune for armor.
He says, we might need to get you some real armor then, she says.
I have real armor.
She pokes at it going, yeah, sort of.
Okay, maybe my outfit's a little bit shabby, but technically it was good armor.
It's good armor, but it's not well crafted armor. She says it's not crafted well enough to take a rune.
Unlike Cordo's armor.
Listen. User can just believe that if you duct tape things to your chest, they work, okay?
My armor was pretty good.
Little armor, thick.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, if I get the opportunity, I will be wearing like my kimono or my other thing, but yeah.
Let's stick this
And look at it this way: the kimono is now even harder to close at the front, so it shows more.
Yeah, exactly. I will couple of my
So it's put to the old kind of medallion of equation, is that right? Or diplomatic, I'm letting see.
I said a diplomat's badge.
Oh, hang on, no, sorry.
Oh, it's light armor. Yes. I will happily spend money to get armor, but that's very
Okay, so just looking up armor for you.
I'm assuming they're just standard goggles tonight, aren't they? They're not greater.
They are the standard goggles of night, level 5 item.
I just look and thinking, oh, okay. Cordo might be able to at least get a Kelvin vision back, but they don't actually do that.
I mean, if other people want the armor, good. I put my hand up.
I mean, Ryan's only going to use any unarmored train.
You're gonna put it on your
I'm literally going to stick it to my forehead, and if I think hard enough, it'll work.
I'm trying to think. My leather armor is just a normal leather armor, so I don't think I'll fit mine either, so...
So,
well, certainly, obviously, Cordo would be good for Cordo with the armor, but he's actively trying to stay at the back there fighting the temptation to grab the wall.
So, M, would you prefer cold iron armor or silver armor?
Oh, man, let me go to
I will take the boots of velvet kind.
So, who was going to take the goggles of night?
I've already got dark vision, so I'm not sure if that's going to be any beneficial for me. But
Well, if they're actually just the standard ones, they're just a +1 on perception. They don't actually give dark vision or low light vision like that.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
You do have the book there. You should have.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it.
Yeah,
I'll grab the goggles. I'll grab the goggles. That's okay. A rogue with good perception is a good rogue.
Sorry guys, I realized what I'm on mute. This sounds like 5 or so. Sorry, Martin, what?
Cold iron or silver?
Silver. It began with S. My brain's just fried. I knew you meant. I was trying to say silver enough. Somewhere else.
So you're looking at page 555 for cold iron.
I would think the cold iron might be a good one for you, considering the chicken certain creatures that touch it. A creature with weakness to cold iron, such as most demons and fae, the critically target an armed attack, so potentially you might want to take it as a bit of protection against the Sandpoint devil.
No, I just wanted to get, that's why I wanted to report them. So cold armor.
Cold iron armor. Or silver.
And what sort of armor are you looking to get?
Although in fact, silver is actually against devils and lycanthropes. Cold iron is fae and demons, so then it was actually a devil, a Sandpoint devil, you might be silver instead. How much do you know about it?
You know the Sandpoint Devil is what you're after, for you personally.
I know a lot about it, so I would know that cooldown would probably be effective.
If it's actually a devil, silver armor is effective by not gold armor. If it's a demon, then it's gold armor. That's what I'm saying. How much do you know about it? Is it actually a devil or actually a demon?
It is a devil.
There you go.
And you'll be nice to get the demon.
And people are thinking that, those that don't know Sandpoint well enough are thinking that the demon is the devil, they got the wrong name.
All good. So do you have a preference for chain shirt or chain mail? Or would you like a breastplate?
Sure you don't want a shirt so you can flex your arms.
Well, the plate means the arms are free to flex.
Oh, okay.
Plates on my chest, so. Probably the plate.
Though I will point out that the chain shirt allows you to have the +3 dex bonus, whereas the plate only allows you to use your +1 dex bonus to your armor class.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the heavier armor allows less movement.
What's your dexterity?
Does it? It counteracts the penalty, not the cap.
Oh, okay.
So it's better to go to the shirt.
Yeah, we got to go to the shirt.
Because basically, if you took the chain shirt and you've got a dexterity of more than or +3 or better, then you're getting the same armor class that you would for the breastplate.
Yeah, because I have a dex of +3.
And all the chain mail.
So sorry, which one was better? The silver one?
The doubles, yes.
The silver one,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Though, with all things considered, for you, the breastplate, silver breastplate, would be better for you overall than the chain shirt and the chain mail if you want to use stealth.
Yeah. Because the chain stuff is noisy.
Well, I've currently got noisy armor anyway, so, and I'm not exactly stealthy. Like, my stealth is just. Oh, it's not bad.
What armor have you got at the moment?
Hide up.
Hide's not noisy.
Problem. Either way, you have not been stealthy at all.
No, that's right, it hasn't been affected.
But it gives you a chance now to develop stealth as an option,
That's true.
if you'd like to take that, because the armor class bonus is exactly the same.
But the advantage of chain, so obviously yes it's noisy so you get penalty on stealth, but you don't get the check penalty on acrobatic or athletics, but your strength will be enough that you're not getting that penalty anyway, is that right?
Yeah, my strength is +5, so I don't think I do that.
So you're not worried about the check penalty, so flexible makes no difference to you.
Well, you could even go for half plate. Silver half plate.
I don't think she's trained in heavy armor, is she?
That's a good question. I think I am, actually.
I suppose if you would.
The ranger does not get heavy armor normally. I wouldn't go that third.
Oh no, yes, I already know. But that's fine. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like
The first plate.
The first plate?
Okay, just making notes down here for Dooza, and that does mean that it is then Cordar who gets the diplomat's badge.
Okay.
So
I
apparently,
took the goggles and I took the boots.
yeah.
So I get a +1 to acrobatics.
You're buff and flexible.
Yes.
And don't forget the bonus from your shard, which is actually +2
to acrobatics.
to every skill.
Oh, to every skill.
Yes,
Jesus.
it wasn't a small buff.
Alright, this, oh, yes, so that's, okay. I have to update everything now, so +13, so dex, plus range, plus boots, plus charm.
It's why it hurts so much for David's character to give it up.
Ah,
He became he lost the equivalent of 2 levels by taking it off.
north.
Okay, so you've each been given your new stuff. So the Boots of Alvankind for Parry has his family name on them.
Yay!
The Diplomat's badge for Cordar has the seal of Magnamar on it over the top of the Pathfinder symbol, which you can make out but isn't obvious.
Okay, yep.
Goggles of Night.
You can see it there if you're looking for it, but if you don't know how to look for it, it's not obvious.
Yeah. Goggles of Night for Sparky, designed out of Riddleport from her family out over there,
Okay, yep.
because your family didn't go to Riddleport.
Almost like how much you would have chosen these things.
And the silver breastplate for Aduza has a stylization of the Sandpoint Devil on the front of it. Not the back. On the back, it has 2 puppies with their heads raised, ears raised at attention.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh.
Poppy's protecting you, and we know what's in front.
Your game.
Oh, that's good, huh?
With that armor,
So with that armor, you have an AC bonus of 4, a Dex bonus of 1, and a Magic bonus of 1. Then you add your level and your proficiency, which should be skilled, which is adding 7 on top of that. So 7 to 6, you should have armor class of 23.
is that right? That doesn't sound right. Because I currently have an DC of 24.
Let's see. It should be. So let's see.
It should be step up to +30, which is 10 for the train and the dex.
So if you were using hide previously, you would have had 5 plus your level of 4. So you would have had an armor class of 21 previously. You may have done something wrong with your armor class previously. So you've gone from 21 to 23.
Yeah.
And if you raise a shield, you get a higher armor class. But you don't get your shield bonus unless you take the raise a shield action.
I know you don't carry a shield, do you?
No.
You don't carry 2 weapons?
So, yeah, in my previous stat sheet, I have +4 armor, +10, +8, which was the did they have a rock?
You probably had it wrong.
So it shouldn't be +8 from level bonus.
Level bonus would have been 4 plus 2 for proficiency, so being +6. So you gave yourself a 2-point higher armor class.
Yeah, but then it'll be being plus, with the dex versus the level.
Are you including dex in that?
The hide armor was capped at 5 if you had a dex of 2 or more. So you may have added dex beyond the cap.
That would make sense because you were thinking that the strength eliminated the cap or the penalty. So.
Yeah, either checking leather armor because I know it's only +4 max on leather armor, so I can't go any higher than that.
That is correct.
But you can't stop you going higher in your dex, but yes.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So the other thing to note down for Doomsday is Doomsday will also be 5 feet slower.
I think no, his strength will not affect that.
I'm just checking that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be affected by that because of the strength.
Strength can minimize 5 foot worth of modifier.
Okay, I was just reading that section there. So if you had have taken half plate, then you would have had 5 feet instead of 10 feet.
Yep.
Exactly.
All good.
Or like the position of.
Okay, so sorry, it should be plus full armor, plus 10 for the train and the dex.
So currently it's +4 as the base armor for a breastplate, +1 for your dexterity as the maximum of it, +1 for the magical enhancement, which gives you a total of 6 there. Then your proficiency bonus is added to that, which is your level plus 2 for skilled, which means you add 7 to the 6, which will give you 13, and then that 13 is added to the base 10, giving you 23. So lots of numbers there to confuse people.
And you've got the same base armor class as Quarter before he raised his shield.
Yeah, but I don't have a shield. I don't have
No, that's right.
But you...
You guys doesn't have 5 for that.
My shield is killing things before they hit.
It is possible that you can carry one as well if you wish to. It doesn't mean you use it all the time. Plus they make great battering rams.
Well, Quarter certainly carries a couple of shields. If he takes to break them.
He does. So as you come out to get your horses, who goes for the grandest looking horse?
I'm looking at Parry when I see that horse. Is Parry taking it? Parry doesn't take it, I'll take it. But yeah.
Parry's got it. This is all pride. He's like,
That's right, yeah.
look at me.
Okay, so you get on it. You feel like you're a picture waiting to be painted.
Oh yeah.
Except you've got clothes on, so you'll have to fix that.
Oh yeah, I'll fix that later.
Quarter specifically tried to avoid stepping towards the best orcs, or the most aggressive looking.
And who goes for the shaggiest, dowry looking horse?
Which hairs do they have on the horse? Just put it out there.
It is shaggy enough to make you miss your beard and hair.
Then I'll take it. Gotcha. Yep. I shall name you Shaggy.
I would suggest that Arky might have gone for the smallest of the horses.
Well, with the shagginess of it, you can use it almost as a rope to climb up. I'm sure it's not going to annoy it whatsoever, and I'm sure you'll recover from the horse shoes.
I'll make sure they buy some apples on the way through to make sure I got that covered. Yeah.
Okay, and then the remaining 2 horses are a tall, nondescript one and a pony-sized one.
I should have waited for Tony.
Connor will lift Sparky off the shaggy horse and put him on the pony.
But
And then the other one.
Sparky's rubbing his face in the hair because he just feels like he misses it so much. But yeah, okay. She's going
And then next presumably takes a line to
Again, we're having Corda get reminded that Nexa is no longer with you, but he recommends that it gets handed over to.
Which is why I keep thinking you Duke of being a barbarian, because I keep thinking of Nexa. Apologies.
Okay.
So before you head off, a notepad's given to Corda and to Sparky. On the notepad to Corda it says, "Remember, your half-orc is named Duza, not Nexa." On Sparky's one, it's listen to the others and take into account the scene before you act.
Okay.
You've got to remember when it comes to Corda, it's the fact that, well, I mean, orcs are almost as bad as goblins, they're all greenskins.
Hardy kill time coming up, I can see this.
Then hands one to Duza, saying good luck on the notepad for you.
Good luck on your 140 days.
And for Parry, there's a brief sketch of you on the horse in the buff.
Awesome.
She said she can visualize, she doesn't need to see.
Yay. This will go in the family heart.
And obviously she took artistic license.
Oh, she didn't need to, she's already seen.
Yep.
I should stop and take artistic license. And I'm not saying that, I'm suggesting that, I'm not saying that means that it looked better or worse.
Well, let's just say it now looks proportional, unlike most of the paintings. And I'm sure that the paintings say, yeah, they're really like that. Okay, so yes, with your horses ready to go, you end up heading out with some fanfare. At which point you notice Parry's playing a musical instrument.
Okay.
Wait, when did Parry learn a musical instrument?
I didn't say he was playing it well.
I'm literally just like got like a lute or something, and I'm just like pulling all the kinds of strings, and it doesn't make any sense.
But because Parry is fabulous, he doesn't care.
Yep.
So, Parry, give me a perform roll to play them out.
Hell yeah. It's what I've got all like.
Yeah, plus 2 remember still. So.
I know. I'm gonna roll a nat 20 on this performance roll.
Never thought that one.
Either way, it's going to be funny. There's my performance. Oh yeah, alright. Don't mind that. Well, it's either a 20 nor a 1. I got 11.
Okay, so the question is, which is the first party member to grab the instrument and break it, and why?
I'll probably do that.
I can't reach it, the tutorial up above me, so.
And how long does it take Duza to do so?
I'm not gonna let this one go. He's got.
Do you even make the gate?
3 minutes.
No.
And so for a whole 3 minutes, not a single person in town's looking in your direction because they're trying to get away from the awful noise.
Yes. By the way, I rolled a 2.
And Parry has such a smile on his face as he's doing this. He just thinks he's just rocking out on his instrument.
Yep.
I mean, it was close to a 1.
It was.
So what does Zuza do? Does Zuza just break it while he's trying to play it and then just make him mend it later on?
No.
Zuza probably just crushes it while he's playing it. Like in his lap. In little splinters.
I was disappointed. I was looking forward to Harry holding it on to the loot while Duza correctly lifts all of it off the course and dumps it on the ground.
Zuza probably knows it's a waste of time because he knows Harry would not give it up. But he just decides to crush it and hopefully some of his spirit with him.
And in the middle of one of the most painful chords yet, it goes quiet. And then there's a cheer from the surrounding people. And Perry's now disappointed that he can't continue playing because of the accolades he's now getting.
She may have broken the lute, but Perry will still pluck the strings.
Literally does nothing.
I don't care.
Well, Perry is happily playing the same strings. I can't really say tune at this stage.
No, I'm happily just going ding ding. No. Perry's got this. I will literally go ding 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 in the same tune when he plucks the strings that have been broken.
How many minutes of the producers like that?
Do I do a better job?
Give me a perform roll for your mimicking playing your music.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for only for hearing this.
I got a 25.
Okay, so he goes from being completely toneless while he's playing an instrument to actually sounding better than Quest normally does.
Obviously, it's the sort of thing that you can't play a lute, but apparently you can sing.
Yeah.
I think he's actually sung for us before too, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's why I mentioned it.
And he plays you out of Magnamar, with most people getting out of your way, waving in your direction, as Parry provides the theme music for your exit.
Okay. I was going to use my disguise hat to kind of get a veil, but I don't have to do that anymore. I'm happy with that.
Could be worse.
Could be sparky scene. So.
No, it could be worse. It could be juicy singing.
It could be juicy singing.
I think I've got a pretty bad performance roll, but anyway.
Okay, so what's your performance?
What performance? I think it was pretty low because I've only got +0 for charisma, so.
That means it would at least be a +5 to the roll.
Yeah, I think a 5. Yeah.
One thing about the Pathfinder personnel is that they're not actually bad at anything. They're just less good at things.
I believe Duza is either the same or a 4.
I am trained in performance for some reason. There you go.
Then you're better.
I can't believe I'm trained in that, but anyway.
You got a 7.
That's looking bad. No.
You've got so many skills, you've got to be trained in everything.
Yeah.
Got 0 charisma, so mine's +5. So yes, it could be worse.
Yes,
It could be worse.
you're actually better than Duza, and you thought you were terrible.
Well, there we go. Might start a dwarven shanty at the moment then. Yeah.
Sure, give me a roll.
Why not? I deserve that one.
Taking advantage of Parry's wonderful singing, you've decided to join in once you've left town.
We're gonna try and attempt a quartet everyone will join in, and then all of a sudden the dudes will come in and it's just all ruined. It's just like you have a harmony of 3 people, and then you hear, "Oh, we got a Sandpoint!"
Like 21 Martin, so yeah.
So, it seems with some degree of skill that Sparky has joined Parry in the travel music montage.
Hell yeah.
Well, you could have got out of town and come here for a good space. Or kick the heel, took the horse a bit, and he might get ahead to be somewhat distant away from the...
Aww.
And is Duzo and Puppies bringing up the rear to protect from behind, just so the two that can sing can be in between?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. A beautiful horse and a little dwarf, a hairless dwarf with goggles on a pony. Yeah. Not a bad combination, I don't think. So, yeah. And I assume the pony's got a pony, like a nice bit of hair on the mane, so I kind of every time want to touch it. So, yeah.
And once the other two are out of range, then you notice that the pony under the dwarf also starts singing in a deep baritone.
What?
And makes the best voice of the lot.
It has the best voice of the lot, yes.
I didn't realise that ponies can sing. I asked, so.
It turns its head and looks at you and says, "You didn't ask." And then it continues back to walking.
I have a talking pony. I'm so happy now. Oh. Don't worry about having nice little doggies. I kind of got a talking pony. I'm very happy.
Rainbow Dash.
Oh, may I ask? So I feel very happy at the moment and go, "Why, pony? What's your real name?"
Well, you've named me, haven't you?
Well, I think you should have. No, that was the hairy one.
Well, you can tell the difference.
What? I can. I'm going to say.
He says, all your names look alike to me.
Oh, and call you Peter. Peter the talking pony. How's that sound?
I guess it will do. It's a better name than the last one.
It is true. Very true. Well done, Peter. I picked an apple out of my sack because I put a couple of apples on the way out somehow, and I'll give it to the pony. Because all ponies like apples. Must do.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
And you see its canines bite into the apple.
It's what?
And moving on to the rest of the scene.
I don't know Martin was going to do that.
Wow.
We had another session,
Someone's riding a demonic pony.
Okay, so you end up you have no untoward encounters for the next 2 days traveling to Sandpoint, as Sparky learns all these things he didn't know about ponies previously.
Yes.
What, they don't like apples?
Oh, okay. If you don't like apples, what do you like? I'll have this conversation the whole journey kind of thing, because I'm very inquisitive on these sort of things.
And everyone else just hears what appears to be a horse neighing and making horse noises. And you're watching Sparky just talk to a horse as if it's a person.
No, I've been through this with another character, I have a feeling. I don't know which one it was, but yes,
Oh, to be fair, you have got Duga with you, and she talks to animals.
yeah, but
We talk to animals, things like that.
yeah, we had this with my D&D character with the go-to who ended up being my brother. But yeah, anyway, no, nothing good. Oh no, good things will happen, and then bad things will happen. So yes, but that's okay. I can live with talking to a pony pretending to be. Yeah, that's a fair call. Okay, I'm going to go with it. So, okay, until somebody pulls me up on it, I'm not going to just continue on. So.
Well, it's kept you occupied for the last 2 days. I don't think anyone's going to mention a single thing.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, unless of course you'd rather have Sparky talking at you.
That's right. From our perspective, Sparky talking to himself is a good thing.
Yeah. I'll still go with it until somebody mentions anything.
Okay, so reaching Sandpoint, you can see the fortifications have been made of into stonework around the outside of the cove. So they've got either side of the river has a wall.
Yep.
So the fortifications have been increased greatly since most of you have been here, but Cordar saw a lot of this recently, as did Sparky.
Okay, well, probably help some of it.
And the bridges are able to be brought up, so that means that they can stop most people being able to reach Sandpoint if they're trying to evade, such as most goblins would die just trying to get over the wall to begin with. They've got rungs.
Well, I mean, it's a solid wall, unlike a paling fence.
Oh no, the other one is intentionally a paling fence, because
Exactly.
so many goblins die on paling fences that it's the perfect goblin trap.
Absolutely. It's an impaling fence.
You can see a couple of goblins stuck there as you're going past. They hadn't got round to clearing them.
I'll give him a poke with the sword as he goes past.
Yeah, they don't move. They apparently have been dead for a while. They just haven't bothered because, well, they're hoping to catch more goblins with goblins using goblin bait.
Makes sense to me.
And the brick ones are the ones on the city side of the settlement side of the river.
Yeah.
Just making sure I note things down. Okay, so as you come in, you're greeted by some red cloaks. The Learning Hell Knights.
I'm assuming that these are the guys that have been around for at least the last 6 months or so?
They have been, and they've brought a lot of law to the town.
Yeah.
So much so that the previous disagreements that generally happened on a nightly basis with alcohol haven't happened since.
Right. That's the real reason that Anakin was giving up the Rusty Dragon. Probably people weren't allowed to drink anymore.
Oh, they were allowed to drink. They were just punished if they did anything wrong while after drinking.
Yeah. Actually, I'm assuming that Cordar has been effectively, well, if not being friendly with the Hell Knights in the area, because obviously they've been causing some issues and problems as far as Koi is concerned. And Hell Knights are not to be trusted at the best of times. He'll, at least maintain cordiality with them.
Yep.
Are they actually guarding an entrance and stopping visitors in any way, or?
They're not stopping visitors anyway. They are just checking everyone going through, making notes of who you are, where you've come from, where you're expecting to go. Lots of questions that not everyone seems to answer.
So they are actually stopping people to test them?
Well, it's more like they're walking with them across the bridge, asking them.
Okay. Are they ones that Cordar knows or recognises as individuals?
You've met most of them more than once. These are the guys that have helped depopulate the goblin population of the region.
Yeah. Cordar will probably be short saying, "Greetings. Back again."
Yeah, they sort of flick to a part of their book and just tick it, assuming they've got quarter written in there somewhere already.
Yeah, and they say, basically say, yeah, my companions, and encourage everyone to keep moving forward without further questions.
And the streets of Sandpoint have been paved. Unlike the dirt and sand that you remember the namesake of Sandpoint being named after, they have proper sandstone here.
Yeah. Okay. What are the hallmark done for us lately?
Well, you do remember when you got the irrigation channels and the water coming to the house instead of having to go get it.
Yeah. I was doing the paraphrase in the Monty Python version.
I know, I was teasing. And I'm sure literacy is something else that they brought. Forcing people to learn letters and numbers against their will. What do they need that stuff for? I'm sure most people have said. And you come to Cordar's place where his grandparent resides. Or resid at least until over the break where she passed away. Which is why one of the reasons Koya was looking to sell the place.
Okay. Obviously, yes, if he hadn't heard that, I'm guessing Grandma probably died while he was already there.
While you were there, yeah.
If he was that close to death, he wouldn't have gone. He wouldn't have come back to Native at that point. But yeah. Has Sparky and fellows moved into the glassworks yet, or?
No, I was just saying you could potentially arrange that to happen.
Okay.
What one?
Well, if Koya hasn't left yet, then presumably Aniko hasn't left yet either. So.
No.
Yeah.
But as you get in there, you see Amiko at the table with Koya and Shalelu, talking about how she found family heirloom for her family in the goblin swamps to the south. Apparently the heroes, she says, rolling her eyes as you walk in, missed it when they were cleaning out the swamps.
Well, to be fair, only half the people that just walked in were part of that clearing the swamps.
Well, that's why she said heroes with an eye roll.
Yeah.
Is that barman still there, or was he, or the cleaner? Is he still in the kitchen?
Well, at the moment you're at Koya's place.
I got Koya, not the pub.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
We're not the red dragon, the Rusty Dragon.
Yep. Okay. Sorry. Continue, Mark. Sorry.
And Amiko's talking about taking a trip up north to investigate a haunted fort. She's just going to use the funds from selling her inn to finance it.
I do wish her good luck on that one.
I don't need luck. I've got a Shilelu, she says.
I laugh a little bit, so shall I would do.
Shilelu looks at you and says, "What? Your hair's not grown back yet? Haven't you used the ointment like I suggested?"
No, it doesn't work, and no, I haven't. It doesn't grow back.
Well,
chest,
hey,
beard, nothing grows back anymore.
Well, it is a well-known anti-curse to rub the excrement of a pig all over the areas you want it to grow back on.
Oh, that's a perception roll. That one on the inside, is that one?
It is.
What are you trying to suggest? Surely Shalala would not lie to you.
That's a 18.
18. Okay.
Plus 14 on that, so that's 18.
Okay, you do realise that yes, she had lied to you previously when she had told you this. No matter how many times you've attempted to do it in the time being, she did straight out lie to you about it.
I know. I just give a smirk and I just to realise that I understand what she's talking about. No, she's pulling my leg. Okay, so well, he's pulling my leg, isn't he?
It's a she.
Female.
Oh shit. So I do a smirk and just go, yeah, nice try, I say. Yeah.
And she says, and how many times did you try? She says, looking at you for a wink.
Maybe a couple, but we don't need to anymore.
Hey, it's not so easy trying to find enough pigs to cover all those spaces.
Hey, I'm not that big. I'm only a dwarf. He's up there.
It's not like you're a gnome.
I'm not a gnome, and I get really upset when people call me that now. But let's get on with the conversation.
Hey, hairlessness is a gnome trait.
I don't know. And I grumble and go and sit on another chair before I take over the conversation.
Does this mean I should add on there definitely not a gnome under your description?
Yes. But my character sheet says dwarf. Can you say hairless dwarf? Dwarf.
Hairless dwarf equals gnome. Surely.
No, it's like being a half-elf, but being human. Anyway, we won't go
Well,
there.
they said, hey, well, I actually call himself half-elf, he calls himself half-human.
Okay, so
You
yeah.
recognise he's half a man.
Good, man.
That's why there's going to be more goblins to kill.
Okay, and Cordia looks up at Sparky as Sparky goes and hides in the corner and says, "So, have you killed the demon yet?"
Not yet. I've got my friends back now. We can give it a go.
And have you learned the difference between a demon and a devil yet?
Oh, okay. That's a cultist roll or something like that, is it? Or
Religion.
a legion? Oh, that's not a good one for me. Damn it, he picks things I'm not good at. Yeah, no.
It isn't.
I've got 13. That's the best I can do. I do have intelligence, but I don't have any skill in it.
It is interesting when you look at all the different things that can be done. Let me see where that
You should have at least +6 or something to it then.
+7, but yeah. No good rolls yet tonight, so I think above 10. So.
Okay, so you know for sure the things that can tell about demons and devils is only religion. That's the only skill that will do so. Which is why when Victor kept asking, trying to do things with occultism, you can only things occultism tells you about is aberrations, astral creatures, ethereal creatures, oozes, and spirits. That's it. Anything that's not on that list, he can't actually make an occultism check to find out about.
But he was working on the idea that when his only tool's a hammer, everything's a nail.
Yeah, and he started to get frustrated and talk to me offline about it. That's why I was saying that I actually had to specify with him, these are the only things you can use the check on, and to remind you that there are lists of what each thing can identify.
Exactly, yes. It's not a all-encompassing.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Okay, so Sparky comes back with the names are different.
Yeah, I'll pretty much say that, yeah. I told you of +2, but I still say that, yeah. The names are different? Surely that doesn't make too much of a difference, does it?
Koya chuckles a bit and says, I'm sure that your more learned friends can tell you otherwise, but if you believe that, I'm sure it will be true. And when you speak to your god next, tell him so.
I'll talk to my learned friends before I do that, I think, yeah.
Cordar pulls out his cold iron short sword and his silver warhammer and explains, you know why we carry multiple weapons, don't you?
Koya just shakes her head and says, I don't think so, you might need to teach him a lesson. Or her, actually, she says, it's hard to tell with all that hair missing.
Feel cut to the heart there by Cordar. But if I not Cordar, but yeah. And I was going, oh.
With such lovely hair too.
I just put my goggles, which are just sitting on top of my eyebrows. I just put it on my eyes and just.
What eyebrows?
Oh, sorry, no eyebrows. Sit on my bald forehead. I just go, I put the goggles on so I feel like I don't see anyone.
You probably actually want to maintain wearing the goggles where your eyebrows would be, so it's not actually obvious you don't have eyebrows.
Well, I've tried to do that, but it's still a bit obvious still, so.
I never thought the hairless thing would have so much leg in it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Things we do, I just say.
Okay, so she's happy to put you guys up for the night and recommends that you get some grappling gear if you don't already have it, because you'll need it to get out to Thistletop. Of course, that's where you know you're going, isn't it? She says, looking at Sparky.
Oh, that's definitely where I was thinking. I'd look at Cordar with a. Is she right? Good look. I've got a grappling hook. I had to double check that. And crampons, so I've already got that. That's cool. But I'm going. Yes, of course.
He's got his climbing kit.
Yeah, I was aware. I look at the other two party members, and do you guys have any grappling kits? Or do you need to get some climbing gear?
Juicer probably has a climbing kit.
Yeah. And I'll look at the Buffus wizard or the Buffus and.
Don't look at me.
The Buffus and the Agile wizard of the world. Yeah.
Harry doesn't want people to look at him.
No, when it comes to climbing.
Oh. So dude's just gonna tie you to his back?
That's what my dogs go.
Okay. Water? Oh no, wait. But if we tie Harry to Cordar, does that mean Harry is owned by Cordar now? No.
But if Cordar puts a ring on it, then probably yes.
Was that Amiko saying that, by the way? Yeah.
That would have been Amiko.
Yeah, definitely Amiko.
Yeah. That's very unlikely, because that's a well Cordar giving away a valuable item.
Yes. Can I suggest to Harry to find some sort of grappling and climbing kit before we leave in the morning, probably. But yeah.
Shilalu and Miko are going to come with you to look after your horses while you're traversing the dungeon and hopefully kill some goblins along the way.
Yes, please. Take special care of Harry. Peter, sorry. Peter the pony.
They just look at you and going, do you like to give your animals people names?
Peter talks. What's so special about the pony?
All animals talk. You just got to know how to listen, Shilalu says. I'm surprised the dwarf actually listened.
I'm a dwarf. I don't usually talk to talking animals, so this is unusual.
For a minute there I thought you were going to say I'm a gnome, not a dwarf.
I'm a dwarf.
No, normally listen to animals.
Yeah. Gnomes normally listen to animals.
Don't.
It's a very gnomish trait.
Look, let's just drop this. It seems like I'm going down an angle that's going to be going on and on forever. I'm looking at Shillelagh and Miko at this time because they're probably giggling sort of stupid.
They are.
Yes. So, just look after Peter, please.
Do we need to do a coat of wax? Miko says. Get that buff just right.
Yeah. I just like. At the moment, I really don't want to talk to anyone. I'm getting it's so many jokes after a while. You just feel like you just can't take it anymore. It's like, yeah. I haven't quite got used to the boredness jokes yet, so I'm still getting used to them.
Okay, so you have a very hearty meal. And anything you guys want to do before calling it a night? Did you want to get any gear, any follow-up stuff?
I would say Corda had already effectively restocked all of his normal style equipment.
Provisions and just pet equipment. So.
Yeah, I was just going to get grab some extra rations or something for the road or something. I was thinking.
And he will also be wanting to take a look down, make certain that the walls are still secure down in the basement, and that they're also secure from whatever other entrances we found when we were down in that Temple of Wrath up towards town.
Yep. Okay, so in the middle of the night, I'm going to give Sparky a will save.
Oh. Okay. So,
hey, take the win. The rest of us all automatically failed, obviously.
Give me a second. I just had the lazy boy chair this thing up. So. Oh, I got above 10 today. That's a first.
Not enough.
25.
25. Okay, so you have dreams of anger, hate, and revenge overnight, and somewhere in the middle of the night you're sure you saw staring down at you from the ceiling of the room Peter the pony.
What? Yeah, okay, that's fair call, yeah.
And this morning.
Does the rest of us see the pony as just a pony?
Of course it's just a pony.
And we don't hear it talking either, we just hear neighs. I mean, hey, Hoover might actually understand the animal, but...
So I wake up with the pony's face in front of me, or was it actually the...
No, you must have dreamed that there's no way a pony could have been standing on the roof upside down staring down at you.
When I wake up, I look up the roof, is there anything up there?
No marks at all.
Okay.
I mean, at most, unless User puts actual effort into it, he probably just thinks it's very animated pony.
Chatty pony for a chatty dwarf.
Yes, that's it. I'm going with that, Mark. So.
Hey, at least it's not a windy pony for a windy dwarf.
That's right. I'm not shaken up, but more kind of, okay. Oh, it must be something about this house, I'm thinking to myself.
And then, not long after you wake up fully, you hear a booming voice through the house going, 138 days left.
It's not my fault.
It is your fault.
It's your fault.
Just hurry up and face the thing and die.
Yeah, hurry up and kill the thing, please. Get it over done with.
138 days, leave me alone.
No.
One more day!
Come on, dead man.
I didn't have that training montage for nothing, hopefully. Before I had the training montage for nothing.
Before Rocky 4 where he gets his ass whooped.
At least I tried.
And at least you had the montage.
At least I tried.
Look how hard you hit. Look how hard you get hit and keep moving forward.
Okay, so there is a sort of startled look on people's faces for breakfast.
Yell through the whole.
It's getting louder.
Definitely getting louder, definitely.
Is it only getting loud because I'm getting explosive bloody Sandpoint level?
You see Thassilonian knocking her ears either side going, it was so loud it made the building shake.
Sorry.
Well, that probably is a sign. It's never been this loud. Until we've entered Sandpoint.
Well, given that it's, you know,
Well, you are at its namesake.
that is true.
And you see that Shilelu is all kitted up in leathers with 3 quivers over her back and 2 bows.
Nice. I'll compliment Shilelu on her get up.
Well, she says if she fires enough, she's bound to at least break 1 string, so she can at least kill a few more before she has to restring.
That's a pretty fair, decent answer. Yeah.
And being able to switch between long and short bows does come in handy for different targets.
And as I said, what I mentioned to you last night, these are reason to carry multiple weapons.
Yeah, but we're not as strong as Quarter or this, so it's only so many things that a dwarf can handle. So
When you see Amiko, you see that she's got about 10 different knives sticking out of various hilts all over her, as well as 2 short swords, a shield across her back, and what appears to be some sort of rune-crusted, encrusted braces.
Nice. And then Doozer, who also carries a fair few weapons, though he only tends to use 2 of them. So I'm pretty sure I've got 2 throwing axes, my 2 orcish actions, the great axe, and orcish dagger.
And how does Parry look in comparison?
He has a staff.
I look bloody fabulous with my peacock coat.
yeah, he's got a sword hilt. Yeah.
Oh, and a sword hilt.
Sword hilt, staff, crossbow across his back.
I've got
And if you carry the sword hilt. I'm just thinking, is the sword hilt actually visible, or are you having a pocket type effect? Because it's not like you put it in a scabbard.
The sword hilt is visible. The sword will actually fit into a scabbard because the blade is
Are you sure
real.
it's my sword hilt, or am I just happy to see you?
So it's not actually, the blade is invisible, it's not intangible.
It is invisible, yes.
Okay, yeah. So the scabbard works, so it looks like a normal sword, so you get the scabbard.
It just freaks people out when he pulls out nothing.
Yeah.
With that whole scraping sound of metal against leather. You know, no sound at all really, because hey, that's just there so people see people pulling swords out.
Yeah.
One of those annoying TV tricks. Okay, so yes, and you also see Koya has what appears to be a magic stick.
Magic stick.
Yep.
So, are these 3 preparing for their trip north, or are they planning on heading up to the Thistletop?
Well, considering how much Sparky seems to know about demons and devils, Koya seems to think it's time to educate her on the way. So she's brought her education stick with her.
Oh, I was wondering if it was that. I really was wondering. And I was like, yeah, that sticks from me. I'm going to play this right now. Now, this is the difference between devil and him. No, you're not getting it right. Just whack it at the back of the head. It's like, yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah.
That's not the back of the head, it's the back of the knuckles.
Oh.
And she can get the same spot every time.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. Oh, poor Sparky. Oh.
Hey, Sparky doesn't have any... and I'm sure Sparky will have no attention lapses when Koya's around from then on.
100%. Definitely not. But he has to be taught once, and then it'll be fine.
Maybe twice.
No, once. I'm going with once right now.
Okay, so you find that both of them are there and ready to come, and someone comes up carrying a rather weird contraption of a crossbow. One of the local smiths that Cordar remembers.
Yep.
And she says she greets Cordar warmly. You remember playing with her while she was younger.
Yep. And the name is Leonardo the Quirk.
Not quite. I believe she runs the Red Dog Smithy.
Right, okay.
And she's asking, are you finally going to deal with the demon that's been annoying everyone?
We're going to be getting rid of the absolutely getting rid of the demon problem and finishing off the goblin area.
Well, considering there's so few goblins left, she doesn't think there's even going to be a goblin problem in the near future.
Well, that's the plan.
So what I have for you to see if you might be able to help that problem. Just trying to see if I can actually get her actual name while I'm slowly making the it drag out a bit. Come on, it shouldn't be that hard to find. Apparently it is.
I'm happy that Cordar certainly knows her name and he's greeted her by name.
Yeah. And she's got a repeating crossbow. That's why I was actually trying to find her actual name.
Yep.
Because it has the details of said.
Repeating
There
crossbow.
it actually was Red Dog Smithy. Actually, it wasn't the Red Dog Smithy. It was one of the Savar's Armory. So her name's Savar.
Okay. Yep.
Red Dog Smithy was the other smithy in town. And so she says it's a dark wood and ivory repeating crossbow called Van Sale.
Van Sale?
Bansaya.
Okay, Van Sale, yep.
She's not exactly.
And she's offering that as a. I think or is she coming with us? She's coming with us.
She's not coming. She doesn't want to come with you.
So she's offering that to assist in removing the demon.
Yeah. She's sure you've got at least. Well, she didn't build it. She bought it from an adventurer many years ago, and no one wants it. Not even the Hell Knights have any interest in it. And it's not like she's going to be able to lug it with her if she has to move soon.
Okay.
And
Ivory repeating crossbow and.
I think the Darkwood and Ivory make it something, doesn't it? Make it special or something?
Darkwood is a special type of material used by druids a lot.
Yeah.
And rangers. Mainly because even though it's made out of darkwood, it's as strong as steel in most cases.
Yeah.
The advantage of darkwood.
And I'm assuming the ivory is effectively just the decorative component to make it look nicer.
It is a masterly crafted crossbow.
definitely very handy, I won't say no. Yeah. I'm happy to use this on the demon to make sure they're gone forever.
Got given the quarter.
This Corda was her long-term friend.
Yeah, damn, we're going to get it back now. Yeah. I'm just thinking I don't have to reload my crossbow. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, that's okay. I'll find out a way to steal it. I'll find a way.
It's alright. What was her name? And hang around at all after handing it on, or just wishes good luck and
she wishes good luck and doesn't want to hold you up because she knows that you're going to head off soon. And well, she's not one for long goodbyes, and gives you a solid punch in the arm before heading off.
Yep. So I will pull the punch in return.
Hey, when a smithy does it, you'll know you feel it for days.
Absolutely, and I'm confident that yep, she could take a solid punch from Corda, but he's still just.
All good.
Darkwood itself doesn't have any properties other than being non-metallic for fluids, does it?
I think it does have other properties.
I'll have a look at the back line, yeah.
Of course, that's the fun of treasures and stuff.
Yeah.
They can be almost anything. Okay, so.
So after she has moved on, Corda will turn to Sparky and suggest that you use a crossbow, do you not?
I certainly do.
Might help keep you somewhat away of trouble, and we want to try this.
Oh, won't mind giving it a go. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Corda needs to make a flat
It's
check.
alone.
Still has to make a flat check.
That's it, no, I know that. 13 on the die.
You don't take any wisdom damage for handing it over.
So what's the check? It's just a straight flat check?
Yeah,
It's not
if-
any-
If you get 11 or higher on a d20, you're fine with no modifiers.
Okay.
So flat checks are a wonderful thing in it, and it means it's always the same percentage chance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it was just confirming that it was a flat check and not like a will save or anything like that sort of stuff.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so yes, you have yourself now a repeating crossbow.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'm just reading up and seeing how I load it, that's all.
You can quite easily identify with the work on it that it was made by the gnomes of Sipple Rose.
Ah yes. I know this weapon, so I know. Good to see.
Deep breaths.
And with each breath, you can smell the dark wood and the texture of it.
So the only thing I'm trying to work out, so can we load up the 5 bolts, we'll have to reload it again. Okay. Gotcha.
And it's probably lighter than a normal crossbow as far as bolt goes.
So when I reload it, it takes 3 actions to reload. Okay, gotcha. I'll remember that. Cool.
That makes sense. If you're firing if you fired 5 shots, then you've done pretty well already anyway.
Yeah, but you know what, I'm all over the mist of those 5 shots anyway from memory, so yeah.
So a repeating one means you can fire and load in the same round.
Yes, yeah. So it just means that when you have to reload the magazine, which is you can take 3 actions to reload the whole magazine, so it takes a whole round pretty much. So which makes sense, I think. So.
But you can also allow you to effectively shoot 3 times.
Well, I'd have to, bring it out, shoot twice in the first thing, and then the next round I would have 3 shots before, then I'll have to reload it the round after. Yeah, that's how it works. So,
Just checking.
but I'll probably. That was according to the website I looked at, but I haven't looked at the book yet. So, and sometimes the website's not as accurate as the book, so I'm just going to go. Yeah.
I've noted on my character sheet that I have a Darkwood knife with a repeating crossbow, Dan Sayer, currently on loan to Sparky.
On loan. I'll put that on my notes as well. Then on loan. Yeah. So it says basically. So. Once the magazine is in place, the ammunition is automatically loaded each time the weapon is cocked to fire, reducing its reload value to its reload entry to typical 0. When the ammunition runs out, a new magazine must be loaded, which requires a free hand and 3 interact actions.
Okay. It's okay, we can look up the full details later because it's... Do you know which book it's from?
Gunling Gears called this, so... Which is one of the new books, I believe.
It is, yes.
Page 64.
Of course, the amusing thing is, so that means that Sparky can shoot the people in the back, like party members in the back, 5 times before she realises she's made a mistake.
Yes.
We were previously at least with 1 shot, so I better reload. Oh, hang on, did that go the right area?
Hey, it used to be a lot of shoot, reload, next round, shoot, reload, next round. It's like so. If I can shoot people 5 times, one of them's going to definitely hit. Just don't know if it's going to be the party member or the enemy.
Exactly. The party member's got a lot more danger now because you can shoot 5 times before having to reload.
I was going to find out where I get ammunition for it, which is an uncommon thing as well, I found out. So it's like, oh, this could be fun. But
it's not a new standard crossbow bolt?
No, it's going to have a magazine. So
you should be able to load standard bolts into the magazine. It's just that if you don't have the magazine, you can't load the bolts into it.
Yes, as long as I don't lose my magazine, I'm okay.
So I think the idea is if you've got 2 magazines, you can spend 3 actions to load to replace a full magazine in. But if you don't have a second magazine, you might end up taking longer to put bolts into the magazine.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to be shoot 5 times, drop it, go stab people. So, but we'll see how it goes.
By the time you shot 5 times, if you're still in missile range, that's surprising.
Yeah. Well, as long as I don't have to tank as much, I'm okay with that, so that's all good.
It does have a long missile range for a weapon.
It does 120 feet, yeah. Oh, there you go.
That's not bad.
Bad, actually, yeah. I'll do a bit of research and I'll put up my character sheet, so I've got a reference for it next time, so...
Okay. So considering we're getting close to 10 o'clock and I know some of us aren't feeling well at the moment with various things. So this might be a good point for us to stop so we have a chance for others to make it next session if they can. Or we figure out how to get other people in to make sure we've at least got a full party going out.
Yep, sounds a good idea to me, so it's good we have a good session.
On our way to Pixel Top.
We've got
that must be safe now.
Well, we've got a bull dwarf with goggles who looks like a gnome with a repeating crossbow, so it can't be any bad. He talks to ponies. So
You mean a large gnome?
a dwarf who looks like a gnome. And you put the dwarf who looks like a gnome.
A large gnome, a half human.
A very the buffest and the most dexterity wizard of all time, and a buffed up ranger now. So yeah, so I think we're doing pretty well. And Rocky, yeah. I've been listening to the song all night. I've been holding myself back there just that you know. I've been trying. No, I'm not going to do it. No, let's
I will put it to end credits, and then you can sing the song to your heart's content after that.
Yeah.
Or if you want, you can even sing through it if you really want to, but probably won't work out as well.
Okay, I'll leave it afterwards.
Okay.
I will catch you guys later.
Yeah.
I will see you next Tuesday with the D&D, Martin.
Yep, we got it next Tuesday. Let me know if you'd like to get access to the game earlier than that.
Well, I mean, okay, certainly I would like. I'll probably have a test of it over the weekend, but if it's there, but certainly don't stress it either way. Like I don't know what's the process for actually trying to transfer it. How does that work?
Normally, I got another Steam account, so I can just send it through there. So I can get that from you after the credits, if you like.
If you like, yep.
Okay, so I'll put it on credits, and then we'll chat.